Hey everyone out there in YouTube land, this is Annette Dion of the Psychic News Network. It's Monday, August 2nd, 2021. Thank you for joining me tonight. It's already past 7 p.m. on the East Coast in Massachusetts, where I am. Okay, so let's catch up, shall we? We need to just, if you will, take a moment of silence. We'll take a moment of silence for the officer who committed suicide, the Capitol Police officer. Thank you. His name is Gunther Hashida. Let's really just hold a vision for those who are responsible for the insurrection that almost overthrew our entire government to be prosecuted and for justice to be served, because like Glenn Kirshner says, justice matters. It's really a hard thing, and you know, shame on any of those Republicans that try to pretend that it didn't happen. I mean, these police officers saved their lives. Can you imagine like bashing and making fun of somebody who saved your life? No, we can't, because we're human beings. Right? Jeez. So anyway, keep the family of Gunther Hashida in your prayers, and that they're comforted, and that something comes out of this where our government, you know, has protection, and we have our democracy back, and that something like January 6th never ever happens again. Be with me on this. I know there are a lot of good people out there. I know my following is very small right now, but I appreciate each and every one of you, and I just mean very small compared to like Linda G. So gotta start somewhere, right? I hope you're having an awesome day. We are coming up on Sunday, so less than a week away, August 8th. We're coming up on a big full moon. Wait, full moon? No, I didn't mean to say, scratch that. New moon. We just had the full moon. We're coming up on a new moon in the sign of Leo, so that's a lot of action, that's a lot of energy, it's a lot of fire. It's a fixed sign, so we're going to see some conflicts in terms of things being at a standstill, but I don't feel like that's going to last very long in terms of like feeling things are stuck. The infrastructure bill is going to pass. I do see aid for the homeless people, those who have been evicted. Unfortunately, I don't see it right away, but it's not months, it's weeks. It's a few weeks away. I do feel like all our prayers and intentions are working there. So very concerned about that. I'm very concerned about people on the streets. It's the beginning of the end of a fair society. So let's turn it around. Let's turn the ship around before it goes too far. That's what we all got. All hands on deck. All hands on deck. Tomorrow I'll give you that phone number again to call to, because I'm not sure if I wrote it in this book. We'll get to that not tomorrow, but the next day, on Wednesday, about what number to call to fight for our voting rights to not be taken away. Yes, we live in America, and our voting rights are being taken away. Is everybody with me? Wake up! Wake up! We need to save our democracy. There's so much news, and I didn't write anything down, so I'm just going to go with what the guides tell me to talk about. I went on a little bit about the people responsible for the insurrection that are in positions of leadership. Shame on them. You know, those that I mentioned are pretending that it didn't happen. And speaking of Linda G, I did mention her. She said, it was funny because the other day I heard her go, Jim Jordan's in trouble. And I laughed out loud because I had said the same exact thing. I think the same way. He's in big trouble. He's a terrible liar. Well, I'm pulling cards here and I get the death card again. Oh my gosh, what's going on with the death card? They're trying to tell us something, and it's not death. It's the end of the Republican Party. except for the good people. As I said the other day, it's gonna branch off, and the evil will still be there, because the evil has a way of rising up. And you know, like in those Hollywood movies, when you think the monster is dead, just in the movie, I don't know, Godzilla or something. Just in the movie, when you think the monster is dead, can't destroy anymore, can't kill anymore, it comes back. I think all the movies are like that. All those sci-fi movies are like that. So the Republican Party is going to kind of be a little bit still dark, but the light is winning. The light will win. We are in the dark. We're in the dark. We're in the darkness right now. Don't you love my sign? I'm sure you've seen it many times. We give thanks that darkness reminds us of light. This is what's going to make us focus on the light. This is what's going to make us really work hard for the light. That's the lesson of the darkness. We don't want to choose that. So don't choose that. Don't choose to be in fear and worry. Choose to be in faith and love and all that good stuff. Can you tell that I have a church? Every Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook Live. I got to figure out how to get it live on YouTube. I need 1,000 people to subscribe, and then we can go live on YouTube. But check Annette Dion on Facebook if you'd like to see. Just check my timeline, the church. Oh, well, you know, I'm pulling cards as I'm talking here, and I was talking about the insurrection. I was thinking about the insurrection and the commission, and so I got the death card, and then I got the Empress, which just reminds me that these are misogynistic GOP members, the Jim Jordans and the Kevin McCarthys, and you know, the whole slew of them. It's too many to name, but 7 in particular are horrible. And I would even go so far as to say, like, the Marjorie Taylor Greens and the Boebert, you know, her, I think they're misogynistic too, which doesn't make sense, right? They're women, they shouldn't hate women. But they hate women who are smarter than them. And in that regard, the men hate women that are smart. I mean, Kevin McCarthy's comment that he would, at some kind of a dinner, statesman's dinner or something, literally said that he'd like to get the gavel and hammer Nancy Pelosi with it. Oh, is that befitting? I mean, I know that surveys have been done that show that people don't really like when people are mean to each other, even though you might think everyone's mean and they're all having a great time and everyone's, you know, nice people are extinct, and even though you might think that, it isn't a good look, and most people don't like to see and hear. Most people, the majority, don't enjoy seeing somebody being a bully, saying mean things. And I know that the, you know, 45's base are a lot of people that love to hate, but that's not most people. And McCarthy saying that kind of stuff, it's not going over well. Don't think that it is. Don't even go there. Oh, and anyway, the point is, the Empress indicates that the women are rising up, and it's the end of these misogynistic men, these GOP members. Now, why is it the end? Because they're going to be found out. They're going to be found out to be complicit in the insurrection. Maybe you might say it doesn't take a psychic to tell you that, but if you ask a psychic, we'll tell you that. One more card. All right. The 5 of Wands. Yeah, they'll do battle. They'll do battle. You know what I see? The guides are showing me they will be indicted. They will have to testify at a hearing, more than one hearing. And what we're going to see is the same thing we've always seen from them. You know, where Jim Jordan's so like really just nasty and slimy, and where he's doing all that stuff that he does. And like when he attacked Fauci, like Rand Paul, when, you know, it's just gross. Totally gross. Totally slimy and disgusting. They're going to get in there and they're going to try that tactic again. If they don't go to jail for not responding to the subpoena, and they actually go and they have to testify in the hearing and they have to say what they know, they're still going to fight. I think they'd be better off saying, yeah, we did it. And then, you know, like, plea bargain or, you know, whatever. They're still going to fight. This, you know, it's the party of, like I said all along, it's the gaslighting era. It's the party of, oh, it was just a tourist. It was just tourists. Yeah, right. That's why police officers over there are committing suicide. I'm telling you, it's dark. Oh, and the judgment card is coming. Judgment is on its way. Yippee! I feel like singing a little song. Yippee, judgment is on its way. That means karma is going to bite them. The Ace of Cups means there's so much evidence. I know it's not a happy topic. There is so much evidence that's incriminating. It's in the form of videos. I've told you all before that I see videos in my third eye, mind's eye. I see that they have videos where they see some of these GOP members leading. They have Josh Hawley too, but we haven't heard much about him, have we? Not at all. They have Hawley, Gates, McCarthy, Boebert, and Marjorie Taylor Greene on surveillance camera. The psychic said. You heard it here. It's going to be interesting. I'm getting the month of September. That's... Oh, and the other one, Mo Brooks. Boy, that's like 5. The Wheel of Fortune. The wheels are turning in the direction of righteousness. Guides are all over this. I can feel the guides all over this. Like, don't you people worry. You envision what you want to see happen, and you pray, and you make it happen. You intend, whatever. You know, if you don't believe in God and you don't pray, I mean, it's not a bearded guy in the sky, right? And the Hangman's popping up that's saying, surrender. Surrender this to the higher power. That doesn't mean don't take action. That doesn't mean don't have your voice be heard. It just means know that the universe has it. It's been a big wake-up call time. Okay, anything else about the political front at the present? You know, okay, I know you want to know about 45. Can you believe he tried to get in on the infrastructure thing and stop the Republicans from voting yay on the infrastructure? Did you hear how long that thing is? It's over 2,000 pages. I don't think I remember reading a book ever. Is it the Bible, 2,000 pages? It's a lot of pages. Anyway, everything's in it. So that's good. Even climate change infrastructure. I just saw some video that the Greenland, the ice melt is so huge right now. Not to freak you out, but the sea level could rise very quickly. I live on the coast. Yeah, I see it. You know, those of you that live on the coast, if you're in Florida or if you live by the ocean, on the ocean, you can see it. It's obvious. So the ice caps are melting, and we're going to see a lot of flooding. All right, I will ask now. Oh, by the way, if you can leave your questions, that would be great, because I'll answer them next time. I don't think I had any questions this time that people wrote. COVID. Let's talk about that. We hit 70% vaccinations. I think it was today. Which, that's not far off from what Joe Biden wanted by July 4th. So, you know, unfortunately it took a disaster like the Delta variant to get people to go ahead and get vaccinated. But we're getting closer, and the guides told me today, this is a bump, it's a spike, it's a scary time, and I don't see it getting too much worse. I feel like it's gonna, I mean, it's bad, don't get me wrong, it's very bad. This Delta variant, you know, put a whole new sort of it's not a new virus, it's a mutation of the coronavirus, COVID-19, but it's like a brand new thing. It's really like a brand new thing in terms of how to deal with it. So be extra careful. I had the sense that if we really got a grip in this country, and if we, like, this will never happen, but I'm just saying, if for 2 weeks the entire country locked down for exactly 2 weeks, we know that'll never happen, I'm just saying theoretically, we would knock this out of the park, this Delta thing. But we're not going to do that. I had said a little while back that I saw big concerts, like festivals, being canceled. That remains to be seen, because I know there are some in the loop, coming down the pike. And Bonnaroo is one, and Lollapalooza is another. Let's ask about that. That's an unusual question. And then we'll go to 45. Okay, the music festivals. Are music festivals going to be canceled? Probably not all of them, right? But I see, as far as the music festivals go, I see proof of vaccination required to get in. It's not going to go over well in Tennessee, I'll tell you that right now. I just saw some on the news, a minister in Tennessee who's preaching at the top of his lungs that this is all a hoax, that that people are being manipulated. This person in Tennessee has a church, and he's telling people, don't wear a mask, don't come into my church with a mask. What the heck? I don't know. Makes no sense. Okay, so as far as the we're gonna have some outdoor music festivals canceled. We're gonna lose a few of our music festivals this summer. Hopefully they'll be back next year, but that kind of remains to be seen. And it is going to be a balancing act. I see vaccination, proof of vaccination to go into a music festival this summer. I see that occurring more rather than you just have to shut it down. So that's kind of a fair compromise. And the Ace of Wands, I feel like that will happen, and then that will succeed in getting more people vaccinated, actually. So that's what I get on the music festivals. It's kind of hard to unplan a music festival. They take so long to put together. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so next 45. And then we'll go more into COVID. Falling apart. Yeah, he called in and he wanted them to vote no on the infrastructure bill. Just because he couldn't do it and he doesn't want Joe Biden to have the win. How sick and sad it is to have everything in life be all about you. That just can't be very fun. You know what I mean? Isn't it like, we give and take and, giving gifts, helping people out, and, isn't it like about relationships? With him, it's just like, gotta win, gotta win, gotta win. He literally does believe that he was cheated. He really does literally believe that he was cheated. I don't know. I don't understand it. Anyway, Giuliani is going to jail. I've said that before. Oh, man. Giuliani has done everything wrong. I say that about 45, too. He's broken all the commandments. I'm all religious tonight. I don't know why. He's broken all the commandments. 45 has. And then, the evangelicals, think he's the second coming of Jesus, right? And it's like, what? What? One thing is for sure, nothing makes sense anymore. If you really think about it, the government doesn't make sense. This pandemic doesn't make sense. The economy doesn't make sense. The racism doesn't make sense. That never made sense, right? Nothing's making any sense. The weather doesn't make sense. Unless you look at, yes, we are having global climate change. Then it kind of makes sense if you look at the science. Same with COVID. Anyway, what was I asking? I'll just tell you what the answer is, because I'm talking about a bunch of things here. The Empress is coming up again. I think the guides are telling us this is a rising of the goddess. Seriously. The Prince of Cups, I'm feeling this is Don Jr. All right, so these two are coming up together. You know, the women are conniving. The women are figuring out what's going to happen. They're going to make happen what needs to happen. Don Jr.'s going to jail. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. Don Jr.'s going to jail. Wow. Whew. Yikes. Not that she doesn't deserve it, because he does. I feel sorry for him because he's really an addict. You know, just a little bit. Just a little sorry for him. Not that much. You know, when you look at the whole 45's entire family they're so messed up. They don't have happy lives. I don't care what anybody says. Laura Trump was on Fox News saying that she was happy that her kids got sick or something ridiculous like that. I mean, these people are nuts. They can't be a happy existence. I don't care how much money you have. Yeah, that's what she was saying. And speaking of people saying, you know, kids should go to school without masks on, Ron DeSantis is going to take a hard fall. He's going to take a hard fall. And guess what? I think that he's been vaccinated. DeSantis, I think he's been vaccinated. Wow, how slimy can you get? Telling people, don't get vaccinated, don't wear a mask, and then, I don't know, did he say don't get vaccinated? I don't remember, but I don't think I've heard him say get vaccinated. He may have, but anyway, he's saying no mask mandates in schools. Claiming that he wants his children to be able to show their faces and the children to see each other's faces and then die. You know, last year when they were saying children can't get COVID, my guides were like, they most certainly can. And we most certainly are seeing that now. And it's very tragic. It's very, very, very sad. So please be careful. If I had a little child, you couldn't pay me $1 million to send that child to school without a mask. You might not even be able to pay me to send the child to school in a pandemic. Especially with this Delta variant. I've dropped a card. Once again, it's kind of part of the show, right? Let's see. We're going to 45 now. It's the Empress again. It's the Empress. Is that the third or fourth time the Empress came up? Female power is going to save the day. The men will help, the good men, but it's going to be mostly the females. This is really giving me a lot of hope. And then I have the High Priestess. What is going on? That's amazing. So, you know, all you women out there, it's a powerful time for us. This is the rising of the goddess. Seriously. Okay, 45. He's losing his mind. I feel like dementia has really set in. And I see him raging, like having outbursts of rage, and you know, when he doesn't get his way, the guides are showing me it's like when a toddler doesn't like his food, or just, it's like a toddler tantrum. Gosh, it's really weird. I feel like he's having out and out tantrums, and that people are just trying to get away from him. And the guides are saying, and McCarthy is at an earful. I'm surprised he hangs in there. Yeah, I see McCarthy getting an earful, and I'm not so sure how long McCarthy will keep listening to him. Huh. Okay, this is He Who Shall Not Be Named, as I used to call him. 45. Not sleeping. Not being able to pull off the deals that he used to be able to do. So part of him is living in the past when he used to, the art of the deal and everything. Part of him is living in the past, you know, that when he used to do deals and they'd work, and he's still trying to do that, and he's coming up short every time. And right now he's relying on the money that he's managed to collect from his gullible base to do something. To pay the lawyers is what I'm getting. Anyway, that's where he's at right now, 45. Chuck Schumer. I feel that's Adam Schiff and Chuck Schumer energy there. The guys just said they have the dirt. It's just a matter of time before we actually see it on the news. They have the dirt. They have what they need. It's black and white. There's no gray area. Whoa, it's very clear. It's very clear who planned that insurrection. So as far as 45's taxes, that's just going to be icing on the cake, the guides just said. So there you go on that. And for our final topic today, I'll be back soon. There's too much news to not come back, every couple days. Okay. Let's see. What do we need to know? August 8th is a pivotal day on the new moon. A lot will come to light that we're going to see. Even though Congress is in recess, it's not really. I do want to mention about the voting rights. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. Joe Manchin is up to no good. I know, because when I hear somebody's voice on the news and I just go, I can't listen to him. That happened when Amy Coney Barrett was going through her hearings about being on the Supreme Court. Her voice was so annoying. If you're really sensitive, and you're trained, maybe you can feel it. Maybe you don't even have to be trained. You can feel it, And Joe Manchin, when I hear his voice, it's like, oh, dude, stop lying so much. It's like, we're looking at voting rights. I keep forgetting what I'm looking for. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, Joe Manchin is up to no good. And that cinema chick, they're not Democrats. That cinema chick, she's just in it for the, oh, look at me. I do not like her at all. Joe kind of cares about people. Joe Manchin, Kirsten Sinema, her name is. It's supposed to be Democrats, right? She doesn't care about humans. She just cares about looking pretty. I pick up narcissism with her, and I pick that up, and I pick up. This is kind of going around. It's like I talked about Kristi Noem, South Dakota, the governor. Look how beautiful I am. Look how beautiful I am. It's just like the dizzy blonde stereotype. Forgive me if you're blonde. That was a thing a couple decades ago. I heard Sinema saying one time, well, when our founding fathers invented the filibuster or something like that, and my jaw dropped. It's like, you're a senator? The founding fathers started the filibuster. You should know better. I mean, we need to have a test in order to run for office. What do you think? Can we up the game a bit? Okay, voting rights. The secrets will be revealed in terms of who is behind trying to destroy our democracy. Besides the obvious. I'm getting Russian influence. I've gotten that all along. 5 years now. The country is going to see the loss, and we will take notice, and we will be doing something about it. And I do think that we will win. It's going to be after we go through this introspective time of really looking at what's probably there behind them suppressing the vote. I know a lot of it's obvious, but there's more to it than what meets the eye. Why these Republicans are so hell-bent on destroying our democracy. There's more coming to the surface. The Prince of Pentacles, I'm actually seeing this as Beto O'Rourke. and his movement marching to keep our democracy. If they have a march in Boston, I'm there. And I hope you are too. And I hope if you don't want to be out in a crowd that you're doing something to save our democracy. Remember Elijah Cummings, when you're dancing with the angels and they ask, what did you do to help save democracy? What will you say? Don't say nothing. The angels will be very mad. So I think that's all we have for tonight. A couple of things, just announcements. Tarot at the Castle. I'm teaching a tarot class. It's going to be live streamed. I'm teaching it in person with people that can actually be there in person here in Gloucester, Massachusetts, at Hammond Castle. It's an actual medieval castle. So that starts September 1st, but we'll be live streaming. And if you want more information about that, send me an email, AnnetteDion7@gmail.com, and just say, I'd like to know more about Tarot at the Castle or the tarot class. You will be certified to be a tarot card reader after 8 weeks, Wednesdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time. There's that. If you want to see Church of Spirituality, it's my church on Facebook. Check my timeline, not Annette Dion Psychic, just Annette Dion. And if you'd like to book a personal psychic reading, I would love to have you. It's always a joy and a pleasure. You are special, beautiful people. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. So pat yourself on the back and give yourself a hug. All right, namaste. Have a great night, and I'll see you Wednesday. Bye.